Hi, this is Elizabeth and I am doing a review on the 60. I haven't had it that long. I've only had it a couple weeks, but I played with it nonstop. And despite some negative reviews and reviews saying that this is very much like the 600D only, which is the Rebel, but its full frame is, to me, complete crap. It is a completely different camera in many ways. I just did a test and hopefully I can put up the photos. I put up the ISO 6400 for identical photos in identical lighting situations, one right after the other, because that's more precise and it helps. And there was zero noise on my 60. Nothing that I could see. Even when I zoomed up really close, it was almost impossible to see. Now with the 600D, the Rebel T3i, it was so obvious. It was, I mean, even with the little tiny screen, I could see. The only difference that I don't like is that I kind of like the flip screen on the T3i, because I get lazy and I don't want to lay down on the floor, but I don't need to be like that. I need to get on the floor and get the shot, and yeah, so that's one difference that I don't love. Another thing is the sensor for it's right here to take the photo. I think you know what I mean by that. The ISO is just so amazing. I do wedding photography, and now inside portraits are gonna be amazing. I'm gonna have my external flash for my first wedding, of course, and I'm gonna practice inside churches before my first wedding, and my first wedding with this camera. But I don't, with how I'm playing with it inside of all these different places in my home, and the ISO is just amazing. Even at the highest ISO, okay, you can see some noise in the 3-inch and then a little more noise in the computer. But overall, I'm just loving this camera. I can't get over why anybody would say it's anything like the 600D. I am still a student. I've been going to school for a couple of years now, like 4 years, and I've gotten to play with the Mark III, the 5D Mark III, and when I looked at the ISO with this one, and I'm a wedding photographer and not a sports photographer, I knew this was the best thing for me. There were a few other reasons, but it was mostly the ISO and the crispness of the photos, and I actually saved up enough for the 5D Mark III, and I wound up buying this thing, which is crazy because in the photography world it seems like more expensive normally equates to better. So it's kind of weird that I went this route, but so far I'm really loving it. And as far as people saying that the body is cheap, I've had the 5D and my 60. Well, actually I had the 5D and somebody else's 60 in my hands at once, and it seemed like they were very similar in size. The hand grip was a little different, and I prefer this one, of course, because I actually have very tiny hands. If you do this with your face, your hands will probably go up to your forehead. So little hands, and so this is even like kind of a lot for me. So the 5D was just like, how do I do this? That's just, you know, a personal thing. Oh my goodness, there's so many things that I really love about this camera. It just seems super durable, but I love reading the manual most of all, and camera care. If you read that, it's so funny about how you shouldn't drop it or throw it or do things like that. Common sense stuff. I guess they have to put that down, but still, it's kind of fun to read. I also like this feature. So you can't accidentally put it in auto or AV mode or whatever. It's a manual, it's stuck there. I don't know why they had automatic. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Since it's a professional camera, they don't have the the light, the pop-up flash, which is nice because I don't want that ever accidentally coming up, like accidentally putting it in auto and having it come up, and I don't know, I just don't like that idea. But I was doing something in shade, and in the sun this bird landed, and I knew it was not a normal bird for this area, and I knew that I wasn't going to get it if I messed with the settings, so I just flipped it to automatic. Call me cheating. Got the shot, so I'm okay with the automatic. I kind of thought I would never ever use it. I never used it with my Rebel T3i, so that's kind of funny. And the automatic worked okay, you know. Auto is auto. And here is the kit lens. I hate it when people call this the kit lens because I've had the 24 to 70, and I've messed around with the 100 to 500 2.8, I believe, and then the 200 to 70 and the 50 L series and all these lenses, and this is the most amazing lens. I've had it like 2 months now, I believe, and it is just, my work has just gone up so above anything else. I mean, it's just for my work. People have noticed a difference, and sometimes it's really hard when people go up in equipment to really notice everything, unless you're going from stock to like 24 to 105. Then I guess you can definitely see something if you're actual photographer doing it. But anyways, that's my review, and I'm probably gonna do maybe a part 2. Whoa, what am I doing? And I'm not actually using my camera, my 600D, to videotape this, if you were curious. It's just a very old video camera, and this way I don't have to go into Photoshop, even though I might have to go into Photoshop anyways, into Timeline and change some stuff. As far as battery life, I'm not really sure, and it's a 20.2 megapixel. I guess technically it's a 20.9, but the camera only uses 20.2. I don't really care. I can now blow up my photos. I was comfortable blowing them up at 20 or 30 by 20, and I didn't really want to go beyond that. So now I can't wait to do a really big canvas. I'm very excited about that. I should be doing a bridal show, and I think most of my photos are gonna get to come. I have a bunch of weddings coming up, so that's perfect. Okay, thank you for listening to this review. I do have so much more to say about it, so I'm probably gonna do a part 2, maybe even a part 3 as I go along. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.